When you have your own money, a man cannot impress you with material things. They have to prove that they are a good person. When you can fund your own life, everything shifts. You've already taken yourself to all the Michelin-starred restaurants. You've already booked the trips, first class, mind you. You've already bought the things you like. You have the jewelry, you have the bags, you have the shoes. So when a man comes in and promises you these things, it's not impressive. I have that. I did that for myself already. It's just normal. You're used to it. And that's very important because it removes the illusion. You're not choosing based on access, on what this person can give you. You're choosing based on his character. What type of person is he when things are hard, when things get stressful, when you're pregnant? What type of father will he be? A lot of us don't realize how much money will affect our standards. If you haven't experienced certain things in life, it's so easy to be impressed by them. But once you've built your own life, the baseline changes completely. I'm not saying we should be rejecting generosity. I'm saying that we should not let that control us. Independence gives you the most clarity. You can actually ask yourself, do I like this person or do I like what they're providing? And when you can provide your own lifestyle, the mist of the material things clears and you can start asking the real hard questions.
You know who gets me? A woman who has zero income, but at the same time, she expects a man to take care of everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not here saying that a woman should not be provided by her man. What I'm saying, baby, before you ask a man to provide for you a certain things, you gotta provide it for yourself. To prove for that man, and not for that man, for yourself. With or without him, I'm living. With or without him, I afford me. But if you're gonna be here, you gotta afford me as well. That's what I'm trying to say here. Women who are trying to go into a man's pocket direct, straight, and she has no value. I'm not saying I should have a value to date. I'm not saying that you gotta bring something to the table or something, because obviously you being in the house, that's a value. You being there beside him, that's a value. What I'm saying here, the conversation is about you more than about the man that you're dating or you're gonna be dating. It's a principle, okay? If you want a certain lifestyle, you gotta afford it for yourself first before you ask for that lifestyle from a man. If you cannot give yourself enough love, you cannot ask the other person to love you the same way or more than how you love yourself. He will love you how you treat yourself. You treat yourself a certain way, other people will treat you the same way, maybe worse. So I'm trying to say here, if you wanna live in a certain lifestyle, you shouldn't be always depending on a man. He will provide it for you before you do provide it for yourself. Because for that man, you're in a certain place, you're in a certain level, and he know very well that he cannot enter your life without providing for that certain level. And whatever the level you want to be in, you gotta lock in, work on yourself, on your career the same way or maybe more. Not for a man to come into your life, it's for yourself, for your sake, not for anybody's sake. Okay? Because you don't want a man play with you the card of I provide for you and you cannot leave. You don't want him to control you financially. You gotta control the wheel as well before you leave it for him, knowing that on the other side of the seat you have another wheel in your hand and you can take the car left or right, your life left or right, just as you like. Now because you provide for me, I will be a toy in your hand. That will never happen, because guess what, I can afford what you're giving me, and what you're giving me is nothing. So it depends on how you're treating me, how you're respecting me, how you're loyal. Because I took the finances off the table, even though you're providing 100% of it. That's what I'm talking about. Play smart, baby, and let's talk about it.
You better learn how to be your own Mr. Barry, okay? I don't want you to be getting excited when you see bread, because only birds get excited when they see bread, babes, okay? And you're not a bird. You're not going to be pecking breadcrumbs from around a man, okay? So whatever you need to do, side hustle, get the promotion, the list goes on. Make sure you have your stuff together before you're going to find any man, because nothing should excite you, because you've been done, did that. Okay, you've been on the holidays, you've had the clothes, you've done the experiences. None of these things you're going to be like, wow, because you're that girl. Do you know what I mean? Mrs. Barrys need Mr. Barrys. So you need to come on your level, come with your things ready. And this is just a reminder for my girls to make sure that you're out there doing the things for yourself, because you never want to be living a life that could get cut off at any time. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could be doing Mr. Barry lifestyle, and then Mr. Barry wants to go and do his own thing, and then you will become the bird. You'll become Mrs. Bird, not Mrs. Barry. So you need to go in it being Mrs. Barry, so you can leave Mrs. Barry if you do leave. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be leaving Mrs. Bird, Mrs. Bird brain, girl who's getting the breadcrumbs from everywhere. No, that's not you. That's not how you do. So have your things together. Be Mrs. Barry, and being able to like do whatever you want whenever you want. That's the real tea. That's the real tea. That's what Mr. Barry is going to really respect about you, if he is a respectable Mr. Barry. It's better when it's a Mr. Barry and a Mrs. Barry, I'm telling you. Not a Mr. Barry and a Mrs. Bird. Okay? So go out there and become Mrs. Barry. Mrs. Barry.
Best advice I can give women as a therapist and coach is to be a rich man before being with a rich man. I don't just mean financially. Be the person that can provide safety, stability, freedom, and choice for yourself. Before you go looking for a partner, you have to create a life where you are not choosing out of desperation, scarcity, or fear. I see a lot of women entering relationships wanting to be saved, but that scarcity mindset only leads them to tolerating things that they should never ever tolerate. When you can pay your own bills, walk away from things that don't serve you, and regulate your own emotions, you really do choose differently. If a rich man decides to come along the way, great. But that person should be adding to your life, not becoming your entire lifeline.
And honestly, after this whole conversation that we've been having for the past 24 hours about tricking, I can't stress the importance of just making sure as a woman that you have your own everything. Okay? Have your own car, have your own money, have your own job, have your own roof over your head. Just have everything taken care of, because unfortunately these men nowadays believe that everything and anything is tricking. Okay? And I can't stress it enough. As a woman, having your own, it's going to feel better anyway. Okay, because when you give a man the power to feed you, you give him the power to starve you. And I just can't take it. Okay, I can't take it. The men, they think everything is tricking. They think anytime that they have to do anything for us is tricking. So as a woman, just make sure that you have your own, because I'll be damned if y'all out here really depending on a man to buy y'all a meal, or depending on a man to pick y'all up and take y'all to work and take y'all home, and, you know, depending on a man to put a roof over your head, and now you got to wait for him to come open the door because you don't got a key. Like, I can't have that for our women. And you know what I love? That it's not too many women that's in that boat, because nowadays, I ain't gonna lie, women, we the niggas with money, and we been that, dang yeah. And there are men out there, good ones, that you don't got to worry about shit. You don't even got to ask. The shit is already done. But regardless, always have your own, baby. Always.
When y'all start dating these guys that are giving you money, immediately take that money, put it in a savings account, start saving, and start you a business. Whether it's online, drop ship, whatever. I don't care. Okay? Get in a room and figure out how you can start a business online today. Write a book. I don't even care. Something. But make sure you're continuously on the path to becoming rich yourself. And it'll be easier for you to get around people with more money than you, if you even have some money for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, there's levels to this. You frequent a yacht club, a marina, you're going to be around money. You're going to hear money talk. You're going to hear guys talking about this, blah, 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 blah. You might meet some guy, he might have a yacht. You might get invited, you might not, whatever. You might just see him, he might be a regular at the little bar near the yachts. And one day, maybe he'll have a party and he'll invite. You never know, but you're going to be around money. So no matter what happens, no matter what social things that you're invited to, who you're around, who you're talking to, it's going to be bringing that money energy instead of poverty energy, okay? You're going to be around the right type of people, the right type of energy. And if an opportunity presents themselves, if a person presents themselves, if you meet a friend, if you meet a man, it's all going to result with money, all of it, because you're in the right environment and you're in the right direction, okay? You can't hang around brokenness and expect richness to come out of it. No. You got to be in the correct environments around the correct people.
You only want love because you're broke. I promise you, if you get a bag, these men will become so insignificant to you. Because money for women is not only leverage, but it's freedom. Freedom to move how you want, do what you want, go where you want, be where you want, wear what you want, eat what you want, do what you want. Money is the great equalizer. And I promise you, if you stop chasing men and romantic love and focus on getting a bag, upping your skill set, and increasing your quality of life, men will become a non-factor.
Young girls, make sure that you afford yourselves the basic experiences you want for yourselves, because you will praise men for minimum effort. There are many girls who've fallen pregnant just because Umdu is going to Wimpy for the first time and it's a man who's taking you out. You are going to Spare for the first time, you are traveling for the first time, you've never been in a plane for the first time, but you're working. You could save. That's why you make the mini goals. You end up having babies for small things. A car ride. There are Ubers now. If you want to experience a luxurious car, Uber yourself. Get used to basic experiences that you want for yourselves, so that when someone comes with materials, you can know whether that person loves you or they are just wooing you with those materials. Because men know there are a lot of you who are fatherless, who have never had a father figure, who has never had basic experiences, and they will fill that gap and trick you and leave you with that baby.
If you want to become extremely rich as a woman, you have to stop fucking these men. Excuse my French. But have you ever noticed how some of the brokest women are boy crazy and how some of the most successful women are single? And it's not because men don't like successful women. It's because women who built an empire for themselves have options, only accept the best, and know the value of discernment in their focus. When you're single as a woman, you have the most energy in your life to give your all to you, to build up your finances, your health, your confidence, your style. When you get a partner, that is a full-time job. And I'm not saying relationships are bad, but they take a lot of work and energy and waste your time if it's with the wrong person. If you want to be your most powerful, embodied, abundant self, you need to become well paid first. And in order to do that, you should not be dating when you're broke as a woman. You should be building yourself an asset, a business, a brand. You should be building a name for yourself, something you don't have to wait for someone else to give you. So stop fucking these men and get to work.